Good morning students. I am Abhijit sir, and in this video we will learn to solve the maths from time and work. We will also sum up the questions of exercise 7.4 from your maths book. Let's start with this relation. Suppose when we have the value of work and time, then we can find out the work per unit time, that is the work done in unit time, the part of work done in unit time, by dividing the value of work, the amount of work, and the given time. Time is given in days, hours, minutes, or any other unit of time. Suppose we have that A can complete a work in X days, then A can complete the work in 1 day. That means the work per unit time, work per unit day is equal to work by time. That means whatever the work is given, A means one work. A can complete a work means one work. So the value of work is 1, and the number of days, that is time, is given as X. So 1 by X is the part of work that A did in 1 day. This is the part of work that A did in 1 day. That means this is the value of work per unit time. So see this relation. We have three quantities: work per unit time, work, and time. Suppose any of the three quantity is not given and the two quantities are given. Suppose if we have work and time, we can find out the work per unit time as we have calculated here. Suppose if we have the value of work and the value of work per unit time, but we do not have the value of time, then we can find out the time only just by dividing this value of work and this value of work per unit time. That means we using this relation only to find out whatever the unknown term is given is to be find out with the help of the two given terms. See here, we have that B means a person, and here A means a person, B means a person. B can complete one work in Y days. One work in Y days. So work is 1 and days, number of days is Y. So work per unit day is equal to 1 by Y. Now we have two values. For A, person A, the work per unit day is 1 by X, and for B, the work per unit day is 1 by Y. That means we have the value that the person A did in 1 day, the part of work, and the part of work that B did in 1 day as 1 by 7 alone. Suppose A and B work together, not alone, they are work together for the same work. Then what happened? They complete the part of work in 1 day, that is they worked per day. Those two parts are added. See, this is the part, this part done by A in 1 hour 1 day, and this part of work is done by B in 1 day. So that means when A and B both work together, this is the part of work, those are added, 1 by X plus 1 by Y, that both of them complete in unit time. Now suppose for this, if P can complete a work in 6 days, so the part of work that P can complete in 1 day is 1 by 6. You can easily understand this. Now it is given that P and Q together can complete the work in 2 days. So that means here the part of work that P and Q both are complete is equal to 1 by 2. That means the part of work that P and Q both work together and complete in 1 day. 2 days is given, time is given as 2 days, and part of work is 1, sorry, work is 1 when P and Q both work together. So the part of work they can complete in 1 day is equal to work by time, that is 1 by 2. Now we have to find out the work done. Remember those two values. Okay, see, we have to find out that work done per day for Q. That means we have the value of work done by P in 1 day as 1 by 6, and when both them work together, the part of work is complete as 1 by 2. So here what part of work is completed by Q is equal to 1 by 2 minus, that is when both them worked, and minus 1 by 6 when it is the part only P done. So whatever the difference gives the value the part of work that Q did in 1 day or unit time. So this is the way. Now come to the questions. See, we have started with question number 4, because if you understand the solutions, then you may get the idea to solve the first 3 questions. So that's why I am starting from the question number 4. See, in question 4, it is given that Joseph and Alia can finish a science project. Here science project means a work. A science project means one work in 18 hours. So time is given, and 15 hour time is given for both. So let's start the solution. In the solution, Joseph can finish the science project, that is the work, in 18 hours. So work is equal to 1 and time is equal to 18 hours. So work per unit time is work by time and 1 by 18. So this 1 by 18 gives the part of science project that Joseph did in 1 hour, that is in unit time. Now what we have to find out? For the first part, bit A, it is to be find out that work done by Joseph in 6 hours. So in 1 hour this part of work is done by Joseph, 1 by 18. Okay, then for 6 hours what part of work he will do? So this 6 into 1 by 18. This 1 by 18 for 1 hour. So we have to find out for 6 hours. So 6 into 1 by 18 gives 1 by 3. So this 1 by 3 is the part of work that completed by Joseph in 6 hours. Now go to the next bit. See, in bit B, it is to find out the remaining work. That means the work left after Joseph has worked for 6 hours. So the total part of work is 1. And if Joseph worked for 6 hours, then some part of work done by Joseph. So some part of work is completed. That means some part of work is left. Let's see how. The total work is 1 and Joseph's work is 1 by 3 in 6 hours. So the work left after Joseph has worked for 6 hours, that is the remaining work, is equal to, see, we only subtract those two, 1 minus 1 by 3 is equal to this, and finally we get the remaining work as 2 by 3. So this is the second answer. Now go to the third bit. In the third bit we have to find out that time required by Alia to finish the remaining work. Remaining work, that means we have the value of remaining work as 2 by 3. See, it is 2 by 3, the remaining work, 2 by 3. And for Alia we have the values as given that Alia can finish the work, that is the science project, in 15 days. That is work per unit hour. That means, so work per unit hour is 1 by 15, as we all know. So this is the value for Alia, 1 by 15, that is work per unit hour. The part of work can do in 1 hour. Now come to the formula. We have the relation that work per unit time is equal to work by time. Here we are considering the word that remaining. Now from the same relation, if we take the time here, then this work per unit time is divided with here. See, this is the work remaining by work per unit time when we have to find out this time. So this is the relation that we will use here. Now time required by Alia to finish the remaining work. So what is the part of work is given? Remaining work is 2 by 3. And what is the part of work that Alia did in 1 hour? That is work per unit time for Alia is 1 by 15 as it is given. So 1 by 15 is divided with this. So we can solve this, and we found that 10 hour is the time required by Alia to complete the remaining work. So this is our answer for the third bit. Now go to the next question. Here we have, in question 5 we have a tank has two pipes, X and Y. So Y empties the tank. If only pipe X is open, then empty tank is filled in 14 hours. So that means from that much apart we have the information that X is the pipe that filling the tank, whereas Y is the pipe that empties the tank. Now see, we have the given value that pipe X can fill the tank in 14 hours. That means filling the tank is the work here. So one work time is given 14 hours. So work per unit time by X is 1 by 14. So 1 by 14 part of the tank is filled by X in unit time, that is 1 hour. This is hour. Okay, now come to the next point. As pipe empties the tank, pipe wise empties the tank, to see the question that what is next given here. If both, see, if both the pipes are open, that means Y and X both are open, then what happened? X is filling the tank and Y is empties the tank. So then the tank is filled in 21 hour. So now we considering when both of the pipe is open. See, when both X and Y are open, then the tank is filled in, see here, 21 hour when both pipes are open. So work is 1 and time is 21 hours. So work per unit time is, you can see work per unit time is 1 by 21. So when both are open, that means X is filling the tank whereas Y is empties the tank. When both are open, then the tank is filled in 21 hours. That's why the work done per unit time is 1 by 21. That means 1 by 21 part of the tank is filled in 1 hour when both the pipes are open. Now we have the value that X is filled the tank in 1 hour as 1 by 14. So the part of tank is filled in 1 hour is 1 by 14, and the part of tank, that means the part of water is left in the tank is 1 by 18. So some part is emptied by Y. So what part is emptied by Y? In order to calculate this, see this once again. This is the part 1 by 21 is the remained part. Remained part, that means when in 1 hour, we are considering it for 1 hour. In 1 hour, this 1 by 14 part is filled by X. Okay. And when X and Y both are open, then what part is left is 1 by 21, because here X is open which fill the tank and Y is open which empties the tank. So what part is actually emptied by Y? See, what is filled by X is 1 by 14 and what is left is 1 by 21. So if those are subtracted, then we can get what part is empty. So here, after solving this, see, you all know how to subtract those. So after solving this, we will get 1 by 42. So this 1 by 42 part is emptied. This part of tank is 1 by 42 part of the tank is emptied by Y in 1 hour in unit time. So we have the value that 1 by 4 sorry, yeah, 1 by 42 part is emptied. This is the work per unit time and the value of work is 1. So in order to calculate time, we can divide work by work per unit time. So 1 is work and 1 by 42 is the work part of work that done by Y in 1 hour. So if divide those, we will get 42 hours as the answer. Now come to question number 6. Here we have, see, P could finish, see, you can read, P could finish 2 by 5 of a work in 4 days and Q could finish 3 by 5 of the same work in 9 days. So first we write the data. See, P could finish 2 by 5 of work in 4 days. So work is given 2 by 5 and time is given 4 days. So work per day equal to work by time is equal to 2 by 5 is the work is given and 4 is the time is given. You can easily understand. After solving this, we get that the work done by P in 1 day, that is unit time, is equal to, see, we have solved for this and we get 1 by 10. This is the work per day by P. Now for the Q, here we have Q could finish the 3 by 5 of the work, 3 by 5 of the work in 9 days. So that means the work done by Q in 1 day, that is time, work by time. So this is the work, 3 by 5 is the work as given here, and 9 is the time. So after solving this we get 1 by 15 part of the work is done by Q in 1 day. So this is work per unit day. Now come to this. Here we have, if P and Q both work together, if P and Q both work together, then their work per day is added. So work in a day, total work in a day when P and Q work together, that is total work per unit day when both of them work together, their work are added. So we get 1 by 6. So when P and Q both work together, 1 by 6 part of the work is done. Here we are considering the work as finish work days. So 1 by 6 part of the work is completed in 1 day or unit time when P and Q both work together. Now they worked for 5 days. It is given in the question. See, it is given that they worked for, see, they worked for 5 days, then P left. So when they worked for 5 days, then the amount of work they did is equal to, see, when P and Q worked together for 5 days, for 1 day they completed 1 by 6, for 5 days they completed this part. So 5 by 6 part of work is completed by P and Q both in 5 days. So this part is completed, so some part is remain, so the remaining work is equal to, total work is given 1 and the work is completed is 5 by 6, so the remaining work is 1 by 6. So now remember the value of remaining work, 1 by 6 is the remaining work. Now as P left, and only Q is working now, so we know that the value of Q, that means the value of work done per unit time for Q, the value of work done per day. See, just see this. See, this is the part that work done by Q in 1 day, 1 by 15. Remember this value. And what is the remaining part of the work is 1 by 16. So work is 1 by 16 and the work per day by Q is 1 by 15. So this is the relation that we can use here. Time required equal to remaining work by work per unit time by Q, that is work per day by Q. So 1 by 6 is the remaining work and 1 by 15 is the part of work that completed by Q in 1 day. So if we solve this, we will get this. So 2 whole 1 by 2 is our answer. That is 2.5 days Q take to complete the remaining work. Now for question number 7, we have the hint. First read the question number 7. What we have here, we have that X could complete a piece of work in 16 days and Y can complete the piece of work in 21 days. They work together for 8 hours. Same kind of question is given, and then Y left. Find the time required by X to complete the remaining work alone. See, this is exactly same kind of question. Here for X, this is the hint. For X and Y, we can find out the work per unit time, and we can find out the work per unit time when X and Y both work together. Then what is the time for what is the work done for 8 hours, we can find out. Then we can find out the remaining work done and then required time. See, this is the remaining work, this is actually the remaining work, this is the total work, and this part is completed by, see, 1 by 16 and 1 by 20 is the part of work that did by X and Y together, and here it is multiplied with 8. So that means it is multiplied with 8 hours is given in the question. You can solve this. Now go to the next question, question number 8, which is the last question. See the question first. Here it is given that two tap P and Q can fill the pool in 6 hours and 9 hours respectively. They are filling the pool, and the third tap R is empty the pool in 12 hours. How long they will take to fill the pool if all the three taps are open? Now see the data here given that P can fill the pool, that is P can complete the work in 6 hours. So work is 1 hour and time is work is 1 and time is 6 hours. So work done per unit time in hour is equal to 1 by 6, as you all know. Here 1 by 6 means plus 1 by 6, and this plus signs refers that the pipe P, the tap P is actually fills the pool. That's why plus sign is taken here. Now go to the next. Here tap Q can fill the pool in 9 hour. So work is 1 and time is 9. So work done per unit time or work done per unit hour is 1 by 9. This is the work done in 1 hour. That means, in simple word, in 1 hour P can fill 1 by 6 part of the pool, whereas in 1 hour Q can fill 1 by 9 part of the pool when they worked singly. Now tap R is also there, and this tap R can empty the pool in 20 hours. Sorry, 20 not, it is 12 hour. Okay, it is given 20 but it is actually 12 hour in the question. So here the tap R can empty the pool in 12 hour, and that's why the work done per unit time, that means the part of filled pool can empty by R in 1 hour is equal to 1 by 12, that is minus 1 by 12. And here minus sign refers that the tap R empties the pool, that is the part of water is subtracted out. Now when they all are work together, all the three taps are open. Here it is tap, okay na, and all the three open. Well, all the three taps are open, then what happened? See, this part is filled by P in 1 hour, this part of pool is filled by Q in 1 hour, and this part is subtracted by R. Now after solving this, you can easily solve and you get 7 by 36. So what is this 7 by 36? This 7 by 36 is actually the part of pool that filled in 1 hour when all the three taps are open. So this is the work per unit time. This is the work done per unit time, and we have the total work to fill the pool as 1. So this is the work is given. So in order to find out the time, work is given as 1 and work per unit time is 7 by 36. So we can use this relation and we can find out easily, and we get the value. See what we get here. We get 36 by 7, which is equal to 5 whole 1 by 7 hour. It is the answer. So this completes the chapter. Thank you, class.